Adventures is now live. Multi-streaming with
There it goes. All right. All right. Damn, I meant to check. Come on, load in. Load in, load in, load in. Come on. All right, come on. Oh, don't be difficult here. Taking an awful long time to load in. Come on. Oh, come on. Wow, it's getting slower and slower. Slower and slower. I have to, Jesus, how about there goes. Alright, why do you give me a rough time here? They do trade it, move it, and commodities. There we go. $56 Port Olisar. Alright, we can live with that. Oh, come on, what did it do? Turn off? Of course it did. Come on.
Right.
Okay, come hell's causing it to do that over there? Wonder what's causing it to do that.
Why not consider calling Lorville home? Residences are available at all price points. Do you have a system expert email? Wonderful services today. For the long haul? Ask about
Long haul.
subsidy program for sizable credit advances for guaranteed job placement. Consider it, dear fellow travelers. Do not lock doors.
Not block them.
Reserves the right to search travelers at any time. Next stop, Central Station. Now arriving, Central Station. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
Out of the way, people. Coming through.
Next stop, Tisa Spaceport. Now arriving, Tisa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train. Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense.
Very serious event. Very, very serious. Don't do it.
Consider it to your fellow travelers. Do not lock doors.
Damn it. I hesitated. I forgot where I was. Wait a minute. I just took that. I should be at TISA.
Hurston Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time.
I do not want to ride that train back. I want to do it.
View the latest Hurston logs before entry. Ignorance.
Startup. Startup.
Acknowledged.
What's going on here? Huh. Function key not working? Huh. Mouse not working. Head tracking working, but I can't move my cursor. Wonderful. There it goes. No, it doesn't. Unbelievable. What the hell's the deal? Contacts. Contacts.
Broadcasting now.
Working here. Close mobile glass.
Closing mobiGlass. Roger that.
Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules.
No, it's not. We
Handing
got a
you
bad
the comm.
server here. Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules.
Something ain't right.
Handing you the con.
Raise landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Cruise control.
Affirmative.
Cruise control. Alright,
Affirmative.
something is just fucked up here. Something is fucked up. Cruise control.
Affirmative.
Huh. Well, what's going on here? Star map.
Activating now.
Close star map.
Affirmative.
Oh, let's keep disappearing. Oh, come on now. Star map. This goddamn navigation
Activating
system
now.
is just a fucking joke. Close star map. Just a joke.
Affirmative.
Range.
Collecting
Sets
data.
up a navigation right through the damn planet. Now how the hell is that supposed to work out for you? Swear to God. Jump. But damn, let's get taking shits in a toilet in the game, but don't fix the navigation system. Jump.
Jumping.
Unbelievable. Star map. Yeah, let's not fix the
Activating
navigation system because that would make too much sense. Oh, you piece of junk. Close bubble glass.
Closing
God,
mobiglass.
get tired of this bullshit. I mean, how hard would it be to fix shit? Just make people fight it all the time. Cruise control. Cruise control. Range.
Affirmative. Collecting data.
Jump.
Jumping.
And this is Chris why I don't spend any more money on this game. Because you just can't make things work. Range.
Collecting data.
And I know you don't care, you just think people should just keep spending money for nothing. But you can't deliver. Jump.
Jumping. Right.
Whoops.
Focus reticule.
Why are you hearing things that I'm not saying? That's what I want to know. Marble glass.
Open mobiglass.
Close marble glass.
Closing
Where's my
mobiglass.
closest freaking audio channels? Won't allow me to turn it off anymore. Nothing changes. Come on. Jesus, can't turn nothing off. Come on. Jesus. Gotta have this shit on. This junk doesn't work. Close comms.
Comlink closed.
Range.
Collecting data.
Jump.
Jumping.
Contacts.
Broadcasting now.
Can't turn it off, huh? Can't turn off the audio channel. Just wonderful. Close mobile glass. You
Closing
know, they
mobiglass.
force you to use shit that just doesn't work. Range.
Collecting data.
Should be able to turn off the damn voice shit. Jump.
Jumping.
Gotta say, just jump crap in this game. Range. Oops.
Collecting data.
Range.
Collecting data.
Don't know why we gotta deal with it. Only way we can navigate is have the QT spooled up. Just sad but true. But by damn, they're gonna put food. They're not gonna fix the UI. They're not gonna fix the AI. But by God, we're gonna put making you eat in the game, because that's our priority. More bullshit stuff to do. I'm sure toilet shitting is next. I'm sure of it. Shitting in your toilet's very important in a space sim. It's not a sim. It's all fantasy. No sim. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
See how much money I can lose here. Range.
Collecting data.
Why is there no flashing? There it is. Change view.
Roger that.
Oh, Jesus. Gotta love this. Change view.
Roger that.
Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Close comms. I thought I turned them damn things off. Close comms.
Comlink closed.
Oh, just bug after bug after bug. Come on, fix something. Close comms.
Comlink closed.
I turned the visor off, so why are you throwing shit at the visor? Unbelievable. And a 2-day-old message at that. That's what's really the joke. Like I say, I'm just really sad here. Okay, so what's wrong here? God damn it. Why are we bouncing around? According to this, we don't have a ship here. Come on, this goddamn fucking thing. Unbelievable. Alright, this game should crash about now. Which is what normally happens when you fill up your cargo bay. It crashes. Normally. It's an added feature. It is an added feature in Star Citizen. Fill up your cargo bay, game crashes. Added feature. That's what you pay money for, is the added features. Lots of added features. None of them good. Some people call them bugs, but they're added features. Start up.
Acknowledged.
Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules. Handing you the comm.
Cruise control.
Affirmative.
Star map. Star map.
Activating now.
Yeah, we need to find added features. Oh, isn't that lovely? Let's go 100 different times. Jesus Christ. Close star map.
Affirmative.
Yeah. Cruise control. Range.
Affirmative. Collecting data.
Lots of added features in this game. Of course, they're all bugs, but they're at it. That's why the carrot costs so much. Jump.
Jumping.
Yep, that's why the carrot costs so much. They added features.
How's the VR quality?
It's Vorpex. It's not as good as Half-Life Alyx say, but I like it. I mean, I think it's really good. There are trade-offs. Most of them are from limitations in the game. You can, like in the cockpit here, as you can see, I can only look so far. But you can only look so far in your on your monitor too. You're limited to 180 degrees, so you can't really, you can't look behind you. You can on the ground, but you can't in your cockpit. The 3D is as good as your computer will run. Right now, I'm using a Z adaptive mode, and it's pretty good. To get the most out of it, you have to use 3D geometry, but it's real taxing on your computer. But it's the has the most 3D as anything, and you can set it. Hell, you can set the 3D so high you can pull rocks off the ground if you so want to. The trouble is when you're in geometry mode, you switch your mobile glass on, it'll white screen you because how they've designed the mobile glass. It pulls out the white and can't pull out the rest of the mobile glass, so it basically just white screens you and blind you, so you really can't use it in geometry mode. Although flying around like this, doing anything else, as long as you don't use the mobile glass, it's great. You have two ways you can set it up. You can set it up like a VR game like Half-Life Alyx, where you can never see the edges of your screen. I can when I turn my head tracking. I have it set on immersion mode, but that's way I can look at the sides of my screen and I can read the chat. I can read all the menus. If you're in full VR mode, you have to use a feature called Edge Peek, which actually moves your screen out so you can read the edges. That's a personal preference. I just think it's easier to look over and read it when I turn my head than it is to remember to jump the screen out back and forth. So it's good. It's not made for VR perfect, but yeah, I really enjoy it. Yeah, I haven't played it on a monitor for so long, a couple of years now. But if you're expecting perfect VR like Elite Dangerous or Half-Life Alyx, well, no. Vorpex cannot actually, do that, but it's pretty good. I think it's great. But you can't compare it one to one. Now, if we could run it in side by side, it would be perfect VR, but Star Citizen doesn't have the option to run the game in side by side. But yeah, Vorpex will run side by side videos like Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It'll run it perfect VR. So it's limited to what it can do by the game itself. It's as good as one of the Bethesda's games, like Skyrim VR. It's as good as that. Skyrim VR is VR, but it's ported, and they ported it, and it's about the same as. I actually think Skyrim SE running it in Vorpex versus Skyrim VR. I think it's better. But once again, that's personal preference too. I mean, I have both the games, and I prefer running Skyrim and Skyrim SE with Vorpex because I think Skyrim VR is not done very well.
Yeah, this game isn't made for VR.
No. So there's a limit, what it can do with it. And like I say, the game itself has limitations that you don't notice on a monitor, but are still there. Like, looking left and right behind you. The game won't allow you to do that, so there's no way Vorpex can do it. But it would. But now when you're on the ground, like you're in FPS mode, walking on the ground, you can stand up, turn around, look everywhere. And like I say, I think it looks really good, in 3D. And like I say, depending on what your computer will handle is how much 3D you can put into it. But the more you add, it does get taxing on your system. But the same token is, let's be realistic, you really are only going to add so much. I mean, my computer, it will run geometry mode perfect in 3D. I set the 3D depth the way I want it. The trouble is, when I go to use the mobile glass, it white screens me. So you can't use the mobile glass when you're in geometry, which, once again, it's the game, it's not Vorpex. It pulls up the screen to put the mobile glass in 3D, and the way they wrote it, it just pulls up white. So, it didn't used to do that. They changed something in the mobile glass to make it do that. I don't know what they've changed, Star Citizen, but they changed something and it started doing that 2 patches ago. But yeah, you look down the cockpit, everything's 3D here. I mean, range.
Collecting data.
Which I think looks very nice. Where is it? Oh, we're down here behind the fucking planet, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, let's go out to one of the arrays. Jump back, because I'll never find one of the orbital markers. They never show up. Jump. Or they'll be behind the planet. And running it in VR with Vorpex, you do take a frame rate hit. I will say, to make it comfortable, if you're running, if you want to run it in Vorpex, you need to get at least 60 frames per second in the game itself on your flat screen, and then you want to let Vorpex's ASW make up the difference, which it will. It'll run your headset at the right frame rate. Range.
Collecting data.
But I say, yeah, for a real comfortable, at least, around 60. Maybe not quite that high, but you need to get at least 60 frames per second on your monitor. Jump.
Jumping.
And that way your headset, whether it's a Rift S like I have, it'll run 80, if you got a Vive or a regular Oculus, it'll run 90 frames per second in your headset. make the extra frames up. So yeah, it's real, it's smooth. Looks really good. Very immersive. You feel like you're in your ship. You make no mistake about it. You do not think you're looking at a TV screen. And when things happen, you jump. Just like a regular VR game. One thing about it, you're playing in a headset. You jump. Permission to land. Permission to land.
Approach protocols engaged.
And of course I use voice attack to make up for the lack of seeing my keyboard. Close bubble glass.
Proceed to assigned landing bay.
Closing Mobiglass.
There's nothing worse than having to try and use your keyboard while you got a headset on. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
But I find it a whole lot of fun in VR. Come on, we're on the ground, aren't we? I think we're on the ground. Yeah, we're on the ground. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Yeah, it's a shame I can't record.
I hear it's expensive.
Vorpex, $40, $39, $39.99, whatever it is, $40 to buy the program. Lifetime upgrades. I've had it for 3 years now. They upgrade it. Rao, who actually runs it, does it. He upgrades it. It gets upgraded all the time. He's constantly tweaking it, changing it, making it better. Yeah, so it's not an expensive program. Much less than a starter ship in this game. And it'll do any game. It's just not good. Like I say, any of the Tomb Raider games you can play in VR that are just super. And like I say, games like Skyrim, any game. Mass Effect Andromeda I played in Vorpex. Put them in 3D. Any game that's not 3D, 10 to 1 you can get it to work with Vorpex once you learn how to use it. It can be a little difficult to get used to all the tricks to get it set up, But I haven't found a game I couldn't get it to run in if it wasn't VR already. So any AAA title, I can pretty much... Boy, I didn't make shit on that. Well, I didn't sell anything.
I mean the base game, Star Citizen.
No and yes. If you just... To get a starter ship, it's no more than any other game. Little Aurora, Mustang, or personally, I would say get the. I should have made more money than that. I would say get the Avenger Titan because it's more versatile. So you're looking 45 to a 45 for an Aurora or a Mustang. With a starter package, $45. I think a Titan is probably $60, $65. So no more than a normal game, if that's where you go. Now, if you want to start buying ships up, it can get real expensive in a hurry. However, you can earn money, buy ships in game. There's no reason to spend your cash. So I would tell people, if you really want to start and you want to try it out, I would recommend an Avenger Titan just because it'll do cargo, it'll do deliveries, it'll do dogfighting, it'll do all the stuff in the game where the other two starter ships won't, or they're limited. So, and then you just keep earning credits until you buy the ship you want. And like I say, you can buy any ship there is in game. Now, some of them are expensive, might cost you 1,000,000 credits, but it's not that hard to earn credits. Which is nice. A lot of missions in the game, just simple delivery missions, earn you 6,000 to 8,600 credits a mission. So it's not necessary to spend cash if you're willing to do the work. Does that make sense? I mean, there's people who do spend ridiculous money. How there's people that's got 10 grand in ships in this game. I don't. I like to earn mine because, but some people, some of them are pretty neat ships, and they see them and they think they just got to have them and they don't want to wait to earn them. So they just buy them. I guess if you got plenty of money, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's really no such thing in this game as pay to win. I will say it's pay to advantage because, of course, if you buy a real fancy high-dollar fighter ship, you've got an advantage over a guy who's got a Mustang Alpha. It's a better ship, got better gear. Well, of course it's better. But the guy in the Mustang Alpha can run away, too. He can get away. I mean, you don't have to fight just because somebody wants to pick one. You can escape. So it's not really, it's pay to advantage. If you want an advantage, you can pay cash to get an advantage. But it's not pay to win, if that makes sense. Okay, we're going to run out to Levski and got rid of that load. And it's pretty in here. The artists in the game are really good, where they don't hide it with friggin' fog and all that shit that they like to, Chris Roberts is a real fan of fog. I'm not. I like to be able to see everything, but some of the places are really gorgeous until you have a windstorm. You can't see them. I think they got the shit turned up too high. But the detail on the ships and everything, it really is, And there's a lot of bugs. Don't get me wrong. The game is not ready for prime time. There's a lot of fun to be had in it, as long as you realize that you may get frustrated because things are not going to work all the time. There's bugs. And things may work one day, but they won't work the other day. See, that's a guy in a Caterpillar landing over there. That's a really big ship. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Takeoff.
Ascend.
Like I say, it's not a finished game. It's and there's a lot of bugs, but there is fun to be had. Star map.
Thank you. Please visit again.
Activating now.
Just have to realize that things are going to go wrong. Close star map.
Affirmative.
Range.
Collecting data.
Do you think I can run this game on GTX 1060?
Yes, I ran it for a long time on a 1060, and the game runs better now than it did when I ran it on a 1060. I actually ran it on an old 6-core AMD, the old style. I forget the numbers now. With a 1060, and then I upgraded to a 2600 AMD Ryzen 5 Zen 2 with a 1060 for a while. Just don't expect dazzling frame per second, but you can run at 3040 with a 1060 card, no problem, on a monitor. Jump.
Jumping.
Yeah, a lot of people in the game are running on 1060s. In fact, a 1050 will run it all right. But a 1060, you got 6 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, it runs it just fine. I mean, you're not going to do blistering frame per second, but you'll run 30 to 40, which is plenty to run the game. Need 16 mega RAM minimum. The game takes more than 8, so if you get 8 mega RAM, you start going into your hard drive, and it really makes it bad. It runs much better on an SSD than it does regular hard drive, any type of SSD. You got an SSD, put the game on the SSD, it'll run much better. Really cut down on your load times when you're loading in the game. It'll run on a standard hard drive. It just takes forever to load anything. But yeah, 16 mega RAMs. That's pretty much a minimum requirement because the game does use a lot of RAM. It uses 10, 11 all by itself. And like I say, there's a lot of fun to be had. It's not a finished game, and it has a lot of bugs, and it can be aggravating at times when you're doing something to keep running into bugs that can prevent you from doing what you want to do. But and it's usually based on the server you're on. Believe it or not, it's not so much what you're doing that's bugged; it's the server screw you up. They do not have the server code worked out right yet, so they get overloaded and they start twisting things around. And like I say, even on the same server, you do something the first time, it works just fine. You go back to do it again, now it won't work. That's server. It's not your computer. And like I just made a cargo run, and I'm going to go out here and go to Delamar Levski, one of the bases out here. I'm going to pick up a mission to do a claim jumper mission. On that cargo run, I made about 12,000 credits. I think this claim.
I'm more interested in exploring and single player.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's no exploring in the game yet. That is coming in the future, but right now, besides going around and looking at everything, and some of it, like I say, is absolutely beautiful. We only have one star system at this time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major planets in it, and God knows how many moons. And it's really interesting just to go around and check things out, the cities and everything, and the planets themselves, and the trees. Like I say, the artwork is really good. And it's getting better. The next system they're already working on, Pyro, I guess it is. Some of the places are really dirty, filthy, like Levski down here. It's terrible looking. And some of them are pirate ports. Let this cool down. Range.
Collecting data.
And I play solo most of the time, although I do team up with friends. There's some FPS missions and stuff that are really fun with teamwork. Jump.
Jumping.
So you can play it both ways. You can play it with a friend and have a good time with, and you can play it solo. You don't have to play multiplayer. You have to be, like any other MMO, you have to be aware that there are other people in the game, and they may shoot at you for no reason. That happens here, They claim it's PvP or whatever, but like I say, you don't have to fight, you can run. Range.
Collecting data.
No, you're not. Range.
Collecting data.
See, I got server disk sync. You see how long that took that to come up? Range.
Collecting data.
See, that's the server. That's not my computer. And I'm just trying to find out where it's at. And there will actually be true exploring when they get a few more systems in the game. Jump points. We got quantum travel now, but we'll actually have jump points. You can go search out new areas. See if we can get a hangar to land in here. landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
Okay, where's one marker? Don't see it. Thought you said I had a hangar rail right down below me. Shut. Some of these hangars were like Alisar, where I just left. You just land on the stations, even on the ground. Some of them have hangars like this, where you actually got to go land in the hangars. Some of them are even up on the wall. And you learn to do it. I mean, first couple times landing in a hangar like this can be, oh my God. But after a period of time, you do it so many times, it becomes second nature, you don't even worry about it. You learn how to judge the, you know what the ship you're in, you judge the size of it, and look at the walls of the hangar, and then just, and it does have warnings. If you get too close to one side or the other, it'll flash a warning. I have the voice turned off, but it'll actually tell you you're too close. I have it turned off because I find it annoying, because I have voice attack answering me on commands and they get competing. But as you can see, once you get used to the ship you're in, you can even auto land it. See these blue bands that are flashing? I actually have a command where it'll land automatically once I get inside those blue bands. Some people use it exclusively. I don't bother, but you can. Kind of like a training aid, I guess. Oops, where's the button? Exit seat.
Affirmative.
See, I have so much tied into voice attack, so I can use voice commands, because like I say, I don't want to have to look and peek at a keyboard. But all these commands you hear me giving are on the keyboard. Every one of them. Okay. Let's see where the hangar door is on the other side. And this is a Freelancer. It's just a medium-sized cargo ship, that's all it is. It's good for a lot of things. But it's a pretty good-sized ship. Holds 66 SCU of cargo, which doesn't mean anything to you, but it's not a lot. Not exactly a small ship, but it's not. Like I say, they call it a medium-sized ship. But like I say, for the price and what you can do, you want to start in the game and get it, not waste a lot of money. Avenger Titan would be my choice of a starter ship, and I own one. And they're a lot of fun to use. I use mine all the time. Just because they're so versatile. Like I say, there's nothing you can't do with them in this game. Yes. Okay, this is Levski. As you can see, it's dirty, it's foggy, it's smoggy, it's everything. Just old mining. This is a mining base, basically what it is. Let's see, look out the window, see there's got a big mining pit out there, and you can actually go out there if you so choose. I mean, there's no place in this game you can't go. There are a few places you can't fly. Like some of the big cities, they have no fly zones because people have to crash their ships into the cities, so they don't allow you to fly in them. You can fly over the top, or you can fly on the outside of them, but you can't fly down in them because they just create a mess on the server by crashing into the skyscrapers and stuff. So, but yeah, it's really interesting. Like I say, as long as you realize it's not a finished game, there's a lot of fun to be had. I mean, and it can be frustrating, but as long as you don't get carried away buying ships, which is easy to do. If that, you see this, oh, that's neat, this is neat, but you don't need any of that. You can actually earn the money in game. It just might take you a little while, but you can earn it in game, and you can buy any ship anybody spent real money for. Like I say, it might take you a couple months to earn one, 2 or 3 months, to earn what you want, but you can do it. It's not that hard to make money. Some people act like it's so hard to make money in this game. It's not. It's really not. You can make 10, 20,000 credits in an hour or two if you want to. I mean, and you can make littler than that. You don't have to. So, okay, I'm going to get out of here for a bit, take a break. Go get me something to drink and something to eat. And then I'm going to come back and do a mission out of here from Clovis. Not Clovis, Rico. As a claim jumper mission I'm going to do when I come back. But for now, we're done. Now we're saved out of here. And like I say, we'll come back later and do it. And then we might try the Clovis mission again. Although I tried it, I've tried it 4 times now and have yet to complete it. Really kind of aggravating, but that's just the way it is. All right, we'll talk at you later.